Would we like Ajijic Mexico? Would we like Morelia Mexico? Are you contemplating your move to Mexico? Have you heard about Ajijic? Have you heard about Morelia? Most people have never heard of Morelia. If you answered yes to one or both of those questions, or even if you showed up here by accident, then this is the video you want to see. Now, before we move ahead, let me share with you in brief a little bit about my 20 years of experience of living in Mexico. I lived in Puerto Vallarta for 10 years, Guadalajara for 3 years, Lake Chapala for 3 years, Mazatlan for 2 years, and I've been in Morelia for 6 months. The reason I made this video was I have a friend who's planning her move to Mexico. She said her plan was to move to Ajijic right on Lake Chapala and to commit to a 1-year apartment. She asked me, "Bill, why do you live in Morelia?" And that's where the story begins. We have a new Facebook group. It's called Mexico Expats Living in Mexico, Bill Dallas Lewis. There's a link in the description below. Let's compare Ajijic to Morelia lifestyle for expats. First of all, let me say that both places are fabulous places to live. But let's start with Ajijic. Ajijic is located right on Lake Chapala, the biggest lake in Mexico. It's 45 minutes from Guadalajara, and it's only a 15-minute drive to the Guadalajara International Airport. Some people say Ajijic has the best climate in the world. What does that mean? Cool evenings, warm days, and peaceful nights. And that's year-round with very low humidity. Ajijic has been a magnet for retired Americans for years and years. The population of Ajijic is about 30,000 people, and it's growing rapidly. Ajijic is in a compact area with many bars, restaurants, and music events. With so many retired expats, there are a ton of very talented musicians, and you can click and you can get live music events of all kinds: rock and roll, country, soul, R&B, almost every day of the week. I call Ajijic the San Francisco of Mexico. People love it, retirees that is, and they want to live there. The thing is Ajijic is relatively very small. The point being, as you go from restaurant to restaurant, bar to bar, event to event, you tend to see the same retirees there. And like San Francisco, over the last 10 years, rental prices and housing purchase costs have skyrocketed. What you would pay to rent or buy in Ajijic is generally going to be 33% higher or more than everywhere else in Mexico. And my friend that was looking for a landing spot in Mexico, she said she knew she could live in Ajijic and not speak any Spanish. And she's right. I know people that have lived in Ajijic for 10, 20, 30 years and speak zero Spanish. Let's shift to Morelia. We go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. We have a lot of fun and share a lot of information. Click that subscribe button and the bell and you'll get a notification. Have you heard of Morelia? If you said no, that's the bonus of living in Morelia. If you said no, lots of other people said no, which means the rent and the housing prices are very affordable. Some people would say cheap. Morelia is a world-class city with a population of about 1 million people. The climate is very similar to Ajijic, one of the best climates in the world. Cool in the evening, warm and sunny in the day, and limited humidity year-round. Morelia is filled with scores of universities, international businesses, educated people. Morelia is vast. Morelia is Mexico. Yeah, I make YouTube videos, and I heard of Morelia one time from somebody. I decided to go. I rented a hotel near El Centro, the middle of town, and I ended up going down to the plaza. It was beautiful. A plaza about 50 times bigger than the one in Ajijic, surrounded by 500-year-old buildings. All around the plaza were restaurants and bars with tables, and you could sit there in this historical environment and eat fine foods, coffee, or alcoholic beverages even. Please leave a comment, tell us what you think. And if you like the video, click the like button. That helps us go up with YouTube. And if you really like the video, share it with a friend. I sat on the plaza for hours and hours and hours. There were no expats, no Americans, no Canadians, only Mexican business people and college students and little kids, teenagers, they had it all. I was sitting on the plaza and a voice in my head came to me and it told me this: Bill the Geek, you could live here. I stayed there several days, and upon further exploration, I found all the big box places: Costco, Sam's, Walmart, Woolworths, and all the fast food places too: Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, McDonald's. Morelia has it all. Oh, I forgot to say that Morelia has an international airport. Again, this whole video comes from a conversation with a friend of mine that was planning her first move to Mexico to be in Ajijic for 1 year. Now for me, Bill the Geek, I moved to Mexico to live in Mexico with Mexicans. And me, Bill the Geek, I moved to Mexico maybe to just be around people of all ages. When I'm in Morelia, usually I'm the oldest guy that I see. And the little kids look at me, the teenagers look at me, the young adults look at me, and occasionally I'll see a couple of people my age. Now, a really great thing about Ajijic is they have many Ajijic groups. They have reading groups, card playing groups, beer drinking game groups, sports groups, art groups. They've got all of that. You can just go to Facebook and look up expat groups Ajijic. You'll find them all. And you can speak English to all those people all the time, forever. That's one reason why Ajijic is a big magnet for retirees, for expats. Now, Morelia, like Ajijic, has many expat Facebook groups or get-together groups also. And I know of groups, expat groups in Morelia that get together every Wednesday or other days to play cards, to have breakfast together, to have Thanksgiving dinners together, Christmases together. I can hook you up with those groups. So if I want to see expats, I know where to find them. I can go visit with them and say hello, and it's all there if I want to see expats in Morelia. For me, Bill the Geek, on a day-to-day basis, I never see any Americans or Canadians ever, unless I turn on the television. From day to day, I see little Mexican kids, Mexican teenagers, Mexican college students, young adult Mexicans with their families. That works for me. I told my friend, for a landing spot in Mexico, try Morelia. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have many more videos to come. Click that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video.